real quick.
Let's get it.
And I want to set this up, and then I'll let you guys take it as the guys who were here through some tough times in Cleveland. But I want to give you guys the context of how this conversation began. On Pardon My Take a couple weeks ago, they had Rich Eisen on. Rich Eisen's a big Jets fan. Big Cat, the main host, is a big Bears fan. And Big Cat said that he's so invested in Justin Fields being the guy to save the Bears franchise that if he doesn't turn out to be the savior, it'll be more painful than year after year of the Bears just being bad. 4-12, 3-13, whatever. Because he's so invested, his expectations are so high. If he's not, it'll be more painful than anything else he's experienced as a Bears fan. So my question, as soon as I heard that, I called Earl and G and asked them this, and Tyvis we're going to talk about today. I'm not saying he's not going to be that guy. I'm just saying if Deshaun Watson doesn't turn out to be the guy we expect him to be, would that be more painful as a diehard Browns fan than going through an 0-16 season? The floor is yours.
Who started?
Yes. Yes. The answer is yes. It would be more painful than the 0-16 season. Reason being, because the problem is you can't get people's hopes up, and then once your hopes up and your expectations is high and it don't happen, that kills you all the way. Rather than you just being terrible, then you have no expectations. There's nothing to expect. You know the team's gonna be bad. But now that they got this great roster and this quarterback is supposed to be this great, he's got the contract. Oh yeah, and on top of that we've mortgaged our future for it. Then yes, if he turns out to be bad, it will be worse than 0-16. At least at 0-16, you knew you was getting the first pick of the draft. You do bad here, you ain't making up for it. So yeah, it's a lot riding on this, and yeah, I'd rather go 0-16.
Man, when the Browns went 0-16, we had 3 quarterbacks on the roster that hadn't had a combined start in the NFL. So I think if you were an above average fan and understood how the NFL worked, then you didn't really have any expectations for the Browns to really win. If they won 1 or 2 games that year, they would have surprised me. I was one of the fools who had season tickets during 1-15 and 0-16. So, it was disappointing to go 0-16, but it's not like it was something that shocked me. But on the flip side of that, man, I've been a huge fan of Deshaun Watson since the Clemson days. And I'm somebody that believed that he could return to that 2020 form. And so if he doesn't return to that 2020 form, that means that he's just a guy at quarterback. And if he's just a guy at quarterback, then we've wasted years of investing resources and things like that around Deshaun Watson to make this thing go. We definitely wasted $230 million. And like Tyvis said, we've mortgaged the future. I think when you set expectations, which the Browns clearly have, we talk about when the Cavs traded for Donovan Mitchell, it was them saying we're trying to go win a championship. Well, when you trade for Deshaun Watson and you give him $230 million, that's you saying that you're trying to go win a Super Bowl. So you're setting an expectation for your fan base that, hey, we want to go chase a Super Bowl. And if that's the case and he doesn't come out here and he doesn't return to form and he doesn't live up to everything that we think he can be, then hell yeah, that's 10 times more disappointing than 0-16.
I can't believe y'all sitting up here saying this. Y'all done lost y'all's mind.
Yeah, okay.
What the hell is y'all? It looked like y'all got swapped out for Jason Lloyd and Jay Crawford. Who the hell am I dealing with up in here? Yeah, body double. They got new technology out here. Jay done morphed himself into Tyvis body for the boat. Listen here. Let me go ahead and just get into my files, bro. Let's get into this lab because this is crazy. Now, this is from May 10th, 2012, right? This is in Cleveland.com. Colt McCoy should be given a chance to start for the Browns, and they should be patient. Now, let me get this straight. The premise of your conversation is that in 6 games, you have now got to a make or break point with the Cleveland Browns where the world will come to a stop if Deshaun Watson is not the second coming of Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, right? That's what you're telling me in 6 games. But my whole life, let me give you the list of people that y'all was giving chances. We went 0-16 and 1-15 to get Baker Mayfield. He's no longer here because he was garbage. That's the travesty. You got Deshaun Watson to make up for the fact that you screwed up that time. Oh, let's keep going. You screwed up on Brady Quinn, and you kept telling, give Brady a chance. Y'all been giving chances for the last 30 years. All of a sudden, Deshaun Watson get here, your patience is over. How your patience over when you still checking for Baker Mayfield? Maybe he might be good in Tampa Bay. Well, I thought he was good with the Rams. Stop the games. When you are 0-16, I refuse to diminish the value of 16 games. And Tyvis, you should understand that. Every person that's on that field can be done tomorrow. I am not sacrificing 16 games for nobody. And if you think developing any quarterback, putting all your picks on one quarterback is justification for losing 16 games, that's crazy. During that year, I woke up every single Sunday with the rest of the community, the whole world, and we said to ourselves, we have no chance to win today. Why the hell would I go back through that again and say if Deshaun doesn't throw for 5,000 yards and be an MVP and win a Super Bowl year one, all of a sudden, you ain't got no standards. Why you lying? You don't got standards like that. We've been getting dog walk forever. What are you talking about?
But
now all of a sudden, we ain't got no patience.
But here's the thing, though. A couple things on that. When we went 0-16, we should have drafted Deshaun Watson that next year. That next year, we had the number 1 pick, and I think we had the 12th pick overall in the draft. The year that we took Myles Garrett number 1 was the same draft with Deshaun Watson.
Yep. Wait, hold on. Earl, I got to cut you off. You take Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
In hindsight, you take Patrick Mahomes.
Put it to you this way. I remember having conversations with my cousin, right, when we had those quarterbacks. I said, don't trip. Even if the Browns was 0-16, Deshaun Watson coming out next year, we're going to be gravy, right? All I'm saying is you said it yourself. We woke up every Sunday and we knew we didn't have a chance to win. So if you wake up and you know you don't have a chance to win, how the hell can you be disappointed? You don't even expect to win. I expect to win with Deshaun Watson. That's my quarterback. I'm going to be pissed off, man, if the Browns come out this year and, like, they suck. Like, if this season do not go the way that I expected to go, I'm going to be so upset. It's ridiculous because I got real expectations for this team. I had zero expectations for those teams in 2016.
So what I'm asking you is, why do we jump to the – if you say – and I say, well, what does it mean to be the guy? What is that? What is the criteria for that, man?
That's a great question.
What is the criteria for the guy?
Okay, in this context, I think when you trade 3 first-round picks and hand out a contract that was unprecedented before, which I have no problem with, by the way.
That's the truth.
Come on.
That's what it is.
I think at that point, the guy has to be someone who is in that top-tier category. Does he have to be on the same level as Mahomes? No, I think that's unfair. But does he have to be in the same conversation as the Burrows, the Allens, the other top-tier quarterbacks in the league? Yeah, I think he does.
I don't even think it's about the contract. I just think it's about the level of talent. Deshaun Watson is a talented quarterback. Granted, he had a horrible 6 games, but if I'm basing it on everything I know about Deshaun Watson from the time I seen him play at Clemson to the time I seen him play last season for the Cleveland Browns, overall, this dude is a baller. So if he don't come out here and ball, then yes, I'm pissed off.
So I don't understand how you that.
So when you phrase a question, the question says, repeat it again.
Look at this.
Repeat the question. Hold on.
No, it's fair.
Repeat this question. Hold on. Go repeat that question.
The exact question I asked and the one I sent in the rundown.
Let me see this rundown.
And I will read it to the people out there exactly how.
Here we go.
I said, if Watson isn't good, is that the biggest gut punch possible for Browns fans, worse than 0-16? That was the exact question I sent you guys in the rundown chat.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, so you telling me that if he's not good, right? I've seen people for the Browns play and not be good, and they've still won 8 games. I saw Baker not be good, and they won 8, 9 games. So what I'm saying to you is,
when was he not good?
He was not good his last year here.
Oh, yeah, he was hurt.
Here we go.
Come on, man.
Here's the circular. Here we go.
I'm just saying.
Here we go.
All right, listen. Wait a minute. Put the camera over his
Go ahead.
I am not a Baker, bro. So don't even start that. He was hurt. The man was hurt.
Here we go.
Should he been playing? Absolutely
So
not.
this is my premise.
It's on him. He decided to put the helmet on and go out there. You healthy. But he was hurt.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm breaking it down to him. Like, my thing is, okay, like, we were so fine with bum quarterbacks our whole life. We ain't never had a quarterback. But all of a sudden, we got standards on this one. He played 6 games. Now, let me look at his stats. Can we look at his stats from totality?
Gee, you crazy.
Can we look at Deshaun Watson's career stats?
You are crazy.
Watch his
Is that
stats.
what you gave up for him?
Hold on. Can we, listen, so hold on. Let me show you this.
You know
right?
why you got standards on him?
Because you gave up everything.
Watch this.
Because look at that's why you got standards.
Right there.
That's
right?
why. That's why.
So my thing is, why would you see a body of work like that, and then at the end of the day, doubt whether or not the 6 games is more sticking in your mind? If I see a person with a track,
I don't care about the 6 games.
Nothing to
It's
do
not
with
even about
anything.
the 6
We're
games.
saying if once his contract is up, if we ain't went to the playoffs or he ain't been top 5 performing, that's terrible.
So here's the thing.
That is terrible. We wasted 3 picks and we wasted $240 million.
But
That's what we
the
saying.
premise is that is worse than 0-16.
We didn't
Yes.
have an expectation of this
Yes.
team to be good.
At least at 0-16, I can find a way to fix it.
0-16.
I can't fix nothing. I don't have no picks.
0-16.
I have no money or picks to do
0-16
anything.
is trash.
The year
We
that
have
we won-
no
the
money
year that we
or
won
picks to do
0-16.
anything.
Huh?
The year we won 1-16, how many games did you think the Browns was gonna win before that season? Be honest.
The Browns should have won at least 7 games.
What?
Hold on.
In 2016?
Hold on.
Coming off of 1-15.
Let me show you this.
You want the game by game
Give me the game by game. Give me the game by game.
Hold on.
See?
Hold on. So coming off 1-15
See?
with a quarterback stable, with no guy, with no career stars, you thought we was gonna win 7 games.
Watch this. How many games did they lose by 1 possession? Give me.
We're going to run down. I apologize for bringing you guys down bad memory lane here, but they lost in week 1.
So watch this. Go
In
ahead.
week 1, they lost to Philly by 19.
Okay, they got
In
blown
week
out.
2, they lost to Baltimore by 5.
Winnable.
Score game.
1 score game. Keep going.
This is the 1-15 season. You want the 0-16 or the 1-15?
Whatever one you got. They
All right,
was
so
close.
this is the 1-15 season.
1-15. Come on.
In week 3, they lost to Miami in overtime. 1 score game.
1 score game.
In week 4, lost by 11 to Washington.
Okay, so you gonna count
5,
that.
lost by 20 to Tennessee.
You got blown out.
Week 6, lost by 2 to Tennessee.
That's 3 wins right there. They could have had. Come on.
Week 8, they lost by 3 to the Jets.
There's 4 wins. Keep coming. Ain't nobody laughing now. Come on.
In week 16, they lost by 3 to San Diego.
5 wins right there on your hand.
And in week 17, they lost by 3 in overtime to Pittsburgh.
That is 6 wins on my hand that you could have won by 1 possession or in overtime. See, you know good and well these games come down to a possession here, right? You know that.
Yes, they
so
know
why would it be hysterical that the Browns could have won 6 to 7
Because
games
that's
like I
so
said off the
vague.
top?
That is so vague, man. I was at most of these games, man. Listen, even if they lost by 4 points, man, you know how many times they went into the 4th quarter down by 14? The other team to put the foot off the gas already.
At the end of
That's
the
just
day-
the final
At
score.
At the end of the game, I'm giving you facts.
I was in Seattle with San Fran.
I'm giving you facts. At the end of the game, the Browns was losing by 1 score possession games.
You want
and guess,
the 0-16
give me the
season?
0-16 season. These guys, look.
Well, that's
I'm
the
just-
season we was talking about.
Well, let's go to
No,
that.
that was 1-15.
That was
bro. I
one-
just
come
want
no,
to
I'm
do
saying
1-15.
the whole question is about 0-16.
This is 0-16.
Let's go. Let's see
They
how
lost
games it was
in
in.
week 1 by 3 points. In week 3, they lost to the Colts by 3 points.
Here we go.
In week 5, they lost to the Jets by 3 points.
Here we go. Looking crazy.
In
Ain't
week
nobody
7,
laughing.
in week 7, they lost to Tennessee by 3 points.
Here's another one. 4 winnable games.
In week 14, they lost by 6 to Green Bay in overtime.
5.
In week
okay.
17, they lost by 4 to Pittsburgh, 28-24. So 6 games.
These
by
are
1
winnable
score.
games, fellas.
Are
Come
they?
on. These is winnables. 1 possessions, 2 possessions, 2 points here or there. The bottom line is, we're not going to get in the weeds. The weeds is this. If you tell me Deshaun Watson is bad, the reality of the situation is the coach is going to get fired.
Yes.
And he's still going to be here.
Yeah.
And so,
And what? See what we play? You got to play the whole contract
play-
out.
yeah.
So Stefanski's fired. The
Fired.
next coach is in here. No good. Nothing. They got fired. The next coach is in here. Still no good. We're not going off of just 1 year. We're going off of Deshaun Watson's
4-year, whatever.
But
the
he
heck the
said
contract is.
he said
no,
20.
that's not what he
clarify
said.
it.
That's
He
not what he
said
said.
that
He
for
didn't
his
say this
entire
year.
Browns
didn't
career,
say this
he's
year.
not the guy.
The question did not say 2023.
That's why I'm sitting here like, what are you talking about?
Are we talking about his whole career?
Yes.
Or are we just talking about next year?
I'm saying if Deshaun Watson never returns to his 2020.
Oh, well, that's different.
Okay,
That's
thank you.
different.
That's why I'm sitting here like,
That's
what are you
different.
talking about?
That's different. Like, hold on, that's different. Listen.
This man had argued for 15 minutes and didn't even know what we was talking about.
No, it's a very small nuance. It's a difference between just next year and the whole time. See, listen, I ain't ready these other cats, bro. Like, I can admit if I'm like, okay, well, if you change that, it changed. Yeah, it's new information. But I'm sitting here thinking, why would you say if he's bad in 2023, is that worse than 0-16? Because he's still going to be here for like 2 more years.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, we
It said
good then.
the guy. If he's not the guy, that means for the whole. That's why I just said we wasted all these picks and $240 million. That's what I thought you would have caught on. By this is like when Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce was doing the stream, and Paul Pierce was talking crazy. Kevin Garnett tried his best to try to tell him that we
was so
streaming.
funny.
Like, dude, we streaming. Shut up.
That was so.
I wasn't talking.
Carbone after this? Carbone?
Carbone. I was not talking about strippers and dice games.
The stream got the drop on us.
He brought a rented girlfriend to a live stream.
I know.
And acted like it was just cool.
Like it was cool. Like she cool. She got her girls with her. Like, what are you talking about, Paul?
I bought her for the day. This is my girlfriend for the day.
I said, yo, this is crazy. But no.
Yo, shout out Kevin Garnett, and this is not a joke. Listen, live streams are tough because it's all live. You can't hide, you can't edit anything. Kevin Garnett tried to be as professional as humanly possible and tried to save his boy's ass as many times as humanly possible in a 3-hour live stream, and Paul Pierce kept digging his grave deeper and deeper and deeper. And if you haven't seen it, just
check.
YouTube.
It's hilarious.
Effing hysterical.
Hey, it was so bad that ESPN fired him twice. They was like, you know what? Put his name back on the list. You get him and put him back on there and tell him he's relieved of his duties. No, but listen, I will give it. That was a good question, McNuggets. That was a good question.
Sorry, what'd you say? I was listening to Anthony.
I said it was a good question. It was a good question. Now, I was totally right if we was just talking about 2023.
Yeah, if you were talking about 2023, nobody would have said because they wouldn't blame him. They blame Kevin Stefanski.
Hey,
so
Mike,
and
Mike, you got on my ass my first time because I ain't read my rundown.
Well, no, this is even better because G even asked me to repeat the question.
Yeah.
In the topic, and I repeated the question exactly.
Repeat that.
Word for word. But no, in all seriousness, we had this topic, G. What did I call you guys with this? Maybe a month ago?
Yeah.
I've had this in the queue waiting for the right panel. And even though, G, you may have taken it a little in a different direction than I anticipated, I still think it was a fun conversation. I think the chat seemed to enjoy that one too, right? What was the chat's overall impression? Chime in here real quick.
They liked it, and then the results of the poll here is Watson not being elite, 53%. Everybody's agreeing that would hurt more.
So that's pretty even. 53% for a poll that we do. How many votes? About 200 votes? Give or take, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty even, which means that I don't know what that means.
That means
I know what that means.
That means I got Donald Trump pool. Even when I argue the worst stuff, I still get 47% of the vote.
That's because they were confused. I think everybody was confused.
Hold on one sec. Let's make one thing real clear just for everyone out there. None of us is saying Deshaun's going to be bad.
No.
We're just posing the question if. None of us
He
think
better
he's
not
actually
be
going to be
bad.
bad.
Hey,
it's 16 rough, bro.
You think? Listen, Deshaun can't be bad. Listen,
he's not gonna be bad.
I think Deshaun gonna be a top 7 quarterback when the season ends.
He's not gonna be bad. Hey, listen. By the way, I'm letting everybody know. When Deshaun Watson is good this year, I'm gonna be the pettiest person in the world on Twitter. Do not at me.
Wow.
Like I'm gonna be pettiest because I'm doing all the victory laps.
Oh well. You and everybody else.
No. See, that's what they're gonna sell you. They're gonna tell you that everybody was always down for this move. I got screenshots. You was not down for this.
Oh yeah. Anybody that was against it.
You did not like this move. Go ahead.
I mean,
All right,
they
it was
had good
officially-
reason. I mean, it was a good reason.